Oh, great. Let's start the record after I talk.
Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Christy Brune, and it is May 8th, almost Mother's Day weekend. So I'm excited for the call tonight. This is my favorite call. This is our team call that we do once a month. We celebrate the rank ups, and we have a little special twist tonight because we're going to, some of us just got back from the big Go Global event in Austin, Texas. Yeehaw! And so we're going to share some of our takeaways from that and also talk to some people about what the heck is the 10K Club, how do you get there, and how do you stay there, most importantly, and get some tips on that. So I think that'll be really fun to hear. So tonight we're going to start with our rank ups. And the first one we're going to talk to is Janice Bald, who ranked up, I told you to say what it was, but now I'm going to say, who ranked up to director this month, which means she helped a lot of people, and her frontline volume was 5,000 at least for her to rank up to that rank. So we're very excited for her. So Janice, congratulations.
Thank you.
And do you want to talk or do you want me to interview you?
I'd probably be better with you interviewing. I guess I can talk for a minute and then you can take over. Huh?
Okay. Can you guys hear her? Can everybody hear her? Can you talk closer to or just talk louder?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
All right.
Better.
Let's see. I've been a coach since, I'm thinking, was it September? I think it was shortly after I started. So I guess, yeah, let's go with September. And I started out with a lot of baby steps, and Christy kept encouraging me, and I went through some kind of low points where she had to kind of talk me along, and something just kind of clicked in the last probably month or two where it finally just, I finally just really started getting excited about it. I think it was maybe the feedback from the people that I was helping that I loved getting that, and that just made me excited. But also, I'm not the most organized person in the world, and I will be the first to admit that. And so I fessed up to Christy when we'd do our weekly call. She would say, "Are you doing this? And are you calling and collecting yeses?" And I always had these great intentions of doing things, but I like to just procrastinate and say, "Oh yeah, I'll do it later. I'll do it later." And finally, Christy had this great idea for me to get a dry erase board and just put everything out on the board that she came up with, like a power hour for me to do some things on Facebook and collecting yeses, and I go through that list every day, and I put my lines on paper on the dry erase board. It's all right there in front of me. I don't really procrastinate. There's some days that I don't do as much as I would, but then the next day I make up for it. So it just kind of worked for me. It was something about seeing it on that dry erase board every day in front of me rather than just the paper. So, and getting a notebook out or whatever, where this was just something big that I could look at every day. And it just kind of drove me to get it going, I guess. So over the last month or two, I've gotten pretty excited.
So. Yes, she did. That's awesome, because I honestly think that made a big, huge impact on what you were doing and what you were accomplishing. So yes. I'm glad that you brought that up. And the other part of that too is, to be real honest, you haven't worked outside the home for, was it how many years?
For like 6 years. I've just been a housewife and a mom that took my kids to all the sports and stuff. So other than, just putting off laundry and maybe a little, supper time, I just, like I said, I kept thinking, oh, I'll collect yeses later, or I'll make that phone call later. And later never happened. And because it was just too easy to put off, I guess. And once I started doing it, it just came easy to me. And like I said, I think it was the feedback from others that were doing so well that were saying, "Oh, I love this so much. This is awesome. Thanks for sharing it with me." And it just made me realize, yeah, this is awesome. That's why I started. This is why I signed up, and I want to share it. So I'm excited. I'm signed up for convention, which you would have asked me 2 months ago. I would have said no way. And I'm excited.
We're excited too. And what else happened this week?
What did happen? I don't know. Oh, I got my first coach. Yeah. I got a coach that signed up. So I'm excited about that too.
Yep. Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. I
Congratulations.
finally started talking. I hadn't even brought it up to anybody before that. And like Christy said, start talking. And I just kind of casually mentioned it to somebody. Have you ever thought about coaching? And lo and behold, she surprised me and signed up. So go figure.
And didn't we do a story call with her?
I don't think we had yet. I don't think we had done one, but you were on the call with me when she signed up. So
Okay.
That's maybe what you're thinking of. So.
Okay. Well, good job. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good job. Is Melissa here yet? I can't see her. Oh, there she is. Can you talk, or what are you doing? Are you jogging in the park? Can you talk?
It's kind of loud. I can't hear very well. I'm on a walk with the girls.
Okay. Well, just say your name then, and what you ranked up to this month, Melissa, and how long you've been coaching.
Okay, my name is Melissa Meeker, and I started the program February 3rd as a client, and then I signed up to coach March 1st and got my first client and activated the 26th of March, and I ranked up to manager this last month. So I have 11 clients and more coming. I just got to talk more.
Good job. And she's doing her healthy habit of getting some exercise in.
I registered for convention, and my goal by June is ED. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations, Melissa. Okay, she's gone, I think. Okay, Kama?
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what happened?
Well, I'm Kama Kissling, and I met Kelly at Dress Barn where I work. She came in and was looking for a dress, which she looks gorgeous in, by the way. And she mentioned that she had lost a lot of weight and got me interested because I've been looking for a program forever. And so when she called me and we talked, and I decided to start the program. It was when Lent started, so I thought that was kind of a neat time for me to decide to try it and give it that 40 days. And if it worked for me, I would continue it. So it worked for me, and I'm excited to be with the program now.
Awesome. And you ranked up to what this month? Do you even know what that means?
No, I don't even know what I'm getting into yet. So.
Well, you ranked up to senior coach, so that must have signed up 5 new clients.
Uh-huh. Yeah, my mom and my daughter started, and I'm letting my dog out just a minute. My mom and my daughter started, and they're both very excited. They've done a great job, and Kelly called me and had another couple of people interested, and they're going to be starting here soon. And then I have a friend who's already healthy, but she wanted to use the program just to have for snacks when she is out and about and didn't want fast food, and thought it was a great opportunity. So it's exciting that she was excited about it.
That's very exciting. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
I know you have no clue what you got yourself into, but we're a great group, and we're happy.
Not really. It's exciting. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, good. Well, we're happy you are too. So congratulations. You got your first smiley of many.
Thank you.
Very cool. Okay. Well, great. Okay, now I would like to talk a little bit about Go Global. And that is, like Janice and Melissa were talking about convention. Convention happens in July every year. And I believe it's July 17th through the 22nd. Off the top of my head, I believe that's when it is. And it's in Anaheim this year. And that is open for all coaches. So whether you're even clients, actually. So whether you're brand new or you've been around a while, everybody can go to convention. Now, Go Global, which happens every April, is only open to executive directors and above. So what's an executive director? Well, that means you've helped at least 20 to 25 clients and you have about 6,000 frontline volume. That makes you an executive director. That it gives you 5 smiley faces in your office in motion looking back at you. So there was 8 of us total that went. We had a great time, learned a lot. And so what I'd like everybody that went tonight to do is just give their one takeaway of what they learned at Go Global. And it can be something that maybe a conversation you had with someone that you met. It can be something that, you know, one of the leaders said, whatever it was for you. Let's hear it. So Denise, let's start with you. And why don't you just introduce yourself so that everybody on the call and maybe what your rank is.
Okay, I'm Denise Hansen. I'm Integrated Regional Director, live in Wichita, Kansas. So one of my biggest takeaways was go professional from being amateur, and deciding to do that by showing up every day, setting a schedule, and using the structural tension chart. That was my biggest takeaway.
So go pro instead of being an amateur and take it seriously and not like a hobby.
Right.
Very good. Very good. Good. Okay. Pam.
Okay. I'm Pam Miller. I live in Wichita. I am an executive director, and that's it. My biggest takeaway, well, I had a lot of big ones, but I'm going to just say one, okay, Christy?
Okay.
In looking back over my notes, the thing that I keep being drawn to and hear over and over again is that my job as a coach is to share and is to listen. And that then means that I need to master questioning. And this goes along with that. Change your questions, change your life. So when I become a good questioner, then I listen to what they have to say, repeat it back, really get to know them, and that will help with building their intrinsic motivation for, you know, being successful on the program. So questioning.
Good. Good. Very good. Thank you, Pam.
Yeah.
Kelly Grant.
Okay, sorry, I had to unmute. I am Kelly Grant. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I am working on my 3rd month as integrated regional, so I can actually have that title. So I'm a regional director right now. And I had an amazing time at Go Global. This was my 3rd event, and I really felt connected to everyone being on a mission there. The biggest takeaway for me was the fact that, you know, when we do things in our lives, whether it's take care of ourselves or, you know, work out or go to our jobs that we go to, you know, when we treat something like a hobby, we get hobby results. And the theme was going pro and treating this like, you know, a professional and getting to know your craft and practicing it and kicking fear in the face. So those were my takeaways.
Good. Good. And this training that we went to too is for, you know, us to become leaders. So the whole theme of it, they're talking about GoPro, is because we are in it to win it, basically. Like this, we do all want to be professionals. So that was the gear of, or the theme, I guess, of Go Global this year. So it really hit home though for a lot of people, which was great. So thank you, Kelly. Alicia.
Okay, I'm really thinking that the Go Global people should have posted their takeaway because I don't have my giant notebook I took notes in,
But the one thing that stood out to me as I was thinking about it today, honestly, is the same thing that everyone has said. But I will add to the professional aspect is this. And I'm Alicia Young. I live in Wichita, Kansas. I am a regional director, and I hope you can hear me okay. My Bluetooth automatically kicks on. But I have a full-time job, actually a full-time job plus. I have a very busy family, and I've been doing this for 4 years in June. So, you know, it really did strike such a chord with me about the professional, and here was the difference between what some of the other folks said. The question was, do you think that this is the best thing out there? And I've done tons of things prior to this, and the answer was absolutely yes. So no matter if you're just trying to help a few friends, if you just are getting started and, you know, are just thinking that this is working for you and you can't wait to share it, I think what resonated was that we do have the best thing out there. And so, you know, then treat it like it's the best thing out there. And when you're talking to people, maybe sometimes we are afraid, maybe we're intimidated by the people for whatever reason. And so we just kind of we kind of step back a little bit. And so just kind of step forward and be brave and be professional and treat it as if it is your profession, because it can be, and even if it is a hobby, it still is the best thing out there, even if you're only doing it a few hours a week. So that really was kind of my biggest takeaway. And I think that even if folks, you know, some people want to make a career out of it, some people just want to help a few friends, it still kind of really resonated with me, because it helps you have the mindset to have that faith to be in any conversation and you know, approach it or say what you want to say. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, it is the best thing, whether you're helping one person change their life or you choose to help 20 or 30 or 100 or whatever. It's still the best thing. So give it your best, basically. Is that what you're saying, Alicia?
Well, I've had some people in my, for example, just like my husband, you know, has some customers, and maybe then I get nervous. You know, these are very professional people, or in my other job, they're very professional people. So then I'm like, you know, it's like I get intimidated. And it's like, what am I intimidated about? I'm the professional. I'm the health coach. I know what I'm talking about. I am in charge of this conversation and what I want to share with them, and I don't have to be afraid to treat them like I would any other client or potential client that I'd never met before. So just kind of putting that hat on, that, you know, having that confidence to just act like a professional with no matter who it is. You know what I mean? I mean, there might be a president of a company, like, who cares? You're the health coach. Just put your professional hat on and treat them like anybody else.
Very good.
So not, you know, that kind of thing. So
very good. Very true. Very true. Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
Katie, can you talk?
Yes.
Good.
I can't really look at you, but I can talk.
That'll work. Watch the road.
So I missed what intro we're supposed to do on ourselves because I was picking up my kids. What do you want me to say real quick?
Who you are, what your rank is, and your top takeaway from Go Global.
Oh, okay. I am Katie Hicks. I am an executive director, and my top takeaway was, I think one of the Millers said it, but the quote goes something like, are you so scared of the word no that you're willing to sacrifice your own trilogy? Did anybody talk about this already?
No, it's good. Go.
Okay. So, you know, there was a huge push at Go Global, and it's probably every year, but since I'm such a new coach, you know, I was focused so much on the food part of this that I wasn't so focused on all three parts, you know, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances. And so there was so much talk about all three areas of the trilogy. And then it came down to, as a coach, are you so scared of hearing the word no that you're willing to sacrifice your own trilogy? So, you know, by not saying anything, you know, you're at least hurting the healthy finances part of yourself. If you're willing to coach, you know, this may be helping your mind, and it may be helping your finances one way or the other. If you're not opening your mouth, you know, you're sacrificing what your goal is here. And so, you know, for me, I love coaching and I love helping people. And actually, it does calm me quite a bit because my other job makes me crazy. So this makes me happy. And so if I'm not talking about it, then, you know, my mind's a little crazy, and, you know, my finances are benefiting definitely from coaching. And if I'm not talking, my finances are not benefiting either. So don't be scared to open your mouth, and don't sacrifice your own trilogy. I think that's
Awesome. Thank you, Katie. That was very good. Okay. I'll share mine. My biggest takeaway, honestly, is I get a lot out of the trainings. I do. I've been to tons of them in my 4 years. But I love the people. I love meeting the people, hearing their stories, where they've come from, how far they've gone, you know, how it's changed their life. And the video that I posted the other day, her name's Mindy, and she was the single mom who was living in her car and heating her kids with space heaters, and she went to work. And okay, that was amazing. And I got to meet her. And that's what we do at these trainings. We learn, you know, and we go to the trainings, but we also meet so many people, and that just shifts your perspective of what you're doing. Like, I've been doing this a while and I know all this, but then meeting her and hearing her story, it just opens you right up again to, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. Like, you know, I knew that, but that even just solidifies it that much more of how you're changing lives and offering the full trilogy to people. And so I just enjoy that so much. And I can't wait for a convention, because there'll be even more people there and more people to meet. And once you meet these people, you guys, they're like your friends for life. And it's like a family reunion then every time you go to your next event, because then you see them again and you're like, oh my God, how have you been? And how's your life? And all that stuff. Anyway, it's really, really cool. It's just like your little health family. And we have so much fun too. I forgot to mention we have a little fun too. So we always fit that in somehow. So good. Those are great takeaways. Very, very good. Okay. So last but not least, do you guys know what the 10K Club is? So we talked a little bit about an executive director. You reach 6,000 frontline volume, or you're helping about 23 to 25 clients. So the 10K Club would be, what is that, like 50 clients? I'm not exactly sure. But 10,000 in frontline volume. That means your ordering clients are ordering $10,000 worth. And that is the 10K Club. So it's kind of a cool thing because, you know, you don't have to worry about making executive director so much when you're in the 10K Club, because, you know, you're there. And that means you have really great client support, because you can keep these clients going and motivated, and they're doing great. So I have asked 2 of our 10K Club members that have been there a while to share their top tip for how they do that. How do you do that? So Pam Miller, didn't want to go first. I remember. Kelly Grant, I would like you they already know because you've introduced yourself, but how long have you been a coach? And I guess I didn't ask you to look this up, but do you have any idea how many months in a row you've been in the 10K Club? You probably do. And then what's your top tip for it? And it's probably really not a secret, but what is your top tip?
Okay, so I have been a coach since February of last year, and I went to ED in April of last year, and I've never lost my ED. I did have to hang on the edge of 6,000, and it was stressful. sometimes. So I made up my mind after convention last year to build past 6,000, and I hovered between 7 and 9 for the rest of the year. And in January, I decided I was going to get to the $10,000 club, and it took me talking to people. We had a challenge going on. So I got to 10,000, and that was my first month, and I've had it ever since, and being up to almost 13.5 a couple months ago. So I decided, just like with ED, that I was going to build past 10,000, and not a ton past 10,000, but just to be comfortable in that area. It is about 50 clients. It is some client support time, but it's totally doable. I can knock it out in a few hours a week in calling all of them and doing the 5-minute check-in. So I think that the biggest tip for me was to continue to talk to people. We're not attached to the outcome of what happens. We hope for the best, but sometimes people don't, always make it through. So you have to continue to talk to people, and then you have to support them. And the ones that are going to stay committed will continue to order and continue to reach their own goals.
Very good. Very good. Thank you, Kelly.
No problem.
Miss Pamela?
I am executive director. I became a coach in July of 10, a week after I went on program. And I actually became ED 9 months after that. And I too have stayed, had 6,000, at least 6,000 frontline volume that whole time since then. I was just looking up what you asked about how many months in a row. The last month it goes to October of 12 till now. There were 6 months I didn't have 10,000 frontline volume. This is the crazy thing. 1 month I had 11,000 frontline volume, and the next month, which happened to be a December, it dropped to 7,000. That's $5,000 difference. You talk about people like take December off and just go somewhere and then come back in January. January jumped back up 5,000. So that's kind of crazy. My highest month was not last month, it was March, and it was almost 15,000. That was kind of crazy. But that was when the company was doing that special on variety packs. And so that was really a benefit to me. To utilize that piece when I visited with people. I'm like Kelly in the sense that those months when you're right at 6 or barely over 6 and you want to be there, it's way easier to be a couple thousand over that and not be hanging on the edge, like she said, if that's your goal and you want to stay there. And it's worth staying there because of the rolling consistency bonus. I will say that. I think the thing that, what I was going to say, my other mentor coach said I shouldn't say, so I'm not. Make the decision to do the work. Decide. That's been part of my problem. I was retired. I didn't know what I wanted to do with this, and I didn't decide. And now, almost 4 years later, it's like, okay, I've decided. Do the work, touch your business every day, and be a great coach. Be there for your clients, and your business will grow because people will refer you to other people, and it grows. And people that, when you have a big client base, like by now I have a lot that are in maintenance, and some months they order and some months they don't, but there are enough of them that kind of rotate in and out that it stays pretty steady. So do something every day, be intentional, make the decision, do the work. I think the main thing. Decide.
Decide. Very good. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. I feel kind of funny telling mine because I don't know. I don't really want like the spotlight on me. But I do want to tell you, because then I'm thinking, well, maybe somebody out there is competitive or wants to know. So I became a coach in March of 2010, and I had to go back and look. And thank goodness I wrote it down. But I hit the 10,000 in October of 2010. And I have never been below, knock on wood. And at one point, it got a little crazy, and I hit 22,000 frontline volume. That's a lot. I would not recommend that. But that's a lot of months to be above 10,000 frontline volume. So I guess maybe I should have a tip for you, huh? My biggest tip, I think, is just be consistent with your clients. Maybe your goal isn't 10,000 frontline volume. That's okay. Bottom line, it comes down to client support. Be consistent with them. Care about them. You know, listen to them like Pam was talking about. Ask questions. Get to know them. That doesn't mean you have to spend hours on the phone, although I have, and that's a lesson learned. But just get to know them. And you know what? Now, my business has turned into a referral-based business. And people text me, email me, call me, and say, you know what, I'm sending so-and-so your way. I'm sending so-and-so your way. Because they know I care, and they know I'll take good care of them. Which that's such an honor to me. Like, thank you. That means a lot to me. Like, I'm doing a good job. Also, you know, even if I have clients that maybe they can't stick with it in the beginning, they come back. And they know they want to come back to me, right? Because I still support them. I may not talk to them anymore, but they still see me. Every week they get my weekly email. You know, if they're in Shape Up, they see me in there. Being consistent, I think, is huge. And it's kind of like spinning a plate, right? So if you get to 6,000 and you're like, woo, I made it 6,000. And you stop spinning your plate and you kind of get like, just celebrate. Well, when you stop spinning it, what happens? Your plate falls, right? Then you got to pick it up again and try to start spinning it. And that takes a lot of effort. So once you get on a roll and you're going, just keep going and be consistent with it. And it will just gradually keep going for you. And remind your clients how to refer to you. That's huge. Because if you're not talking to your clients, like actually picking up the phone and talking to them, then they're not going to know that you care, for one. You're just texting. And I think Denise put that on in Dreamweavers the other day. When you text, you can take it so many different ways. And when you teach them how to refer to you, they will. And then you thank them and you take good care of their friends. They remember that and they'll send you more. Forget that. But anyway, that is, that's really my top tip, is just be consistent. I'm not sure who's ringing. But anybody that's left on the call, do you have questions for anyone or any comments to add before we finish? No? Okay. Well, thanks, everyone. It was a great call, and I appreciate you all being on.